Number 1. Lockdowns are supposed to protect you. They're announced, they're explained. This one wasn't. What happened at Ridgewood High School in 2013 was never officially recorded. No police report, no news coverage. But every student who survived remembers the same thing. The intercom never turned on. It was a Wednesday, cold, gray, second period English class. 22 students, 1 teacher. No fire alarm, no announcement, just silence. Then the hallway cameras shut off. At first nobody noticed, until a student tried to leave for the bathroom. The door wouldn't open, not locked, barricaded from the outside. That's when they heard it, a slow dragging sound coming down the hallway. Phones stopped working, no signal, no Wi-Fi. The teacher tried the intercom, nothing. Then a text came through on one student's phone from an unknown number. Do not open the door. Another message followed. It is not a drill. Outside the classroom, footsteps stopped. Someone knocked. 3 slow knocks. A voice whispered, "Let me in. They're right behind me." The voice sounded like a student, but no one could see anyone through the door window. Just darkness. Years later, one custodian leaked footage from a single working camera. It showed the hallway, empty, except for something tall, too tall, standing perfectly still in front of classroom 214. No face, no features, just a shape. It leaned toward the door and knocked. Police finally entered the building 4 hours later. They said it was a system malfunction, but here's the problem. No emergency was ever reported, no intruder, no threat, and no record of a lockdown being activated, except every classroom door had been locked manually from the outside. Before Ridgewood High was demolished, someone found writing scratched into the inside of a locker near classroom 214. Next time, open the door. The school closed forever. But former students still receive messages from unknown numbers at exactly 10:17 a.m. on Wednesdays. Number 2. This isn't a ghost story. No demons, no legends, just a real lockdown that lasted too long, and whatever was inside the school was never found. This is not a drill. Lockdown immediately. Students ran. Teachers screamed. Doors slammed. One classroom didn't make it. 7 students hid inside a storage room behind the gym. Lights off. Phones silent. Then they realized something horrifying. They weren't alone. Someone was breathing in the dark, not panicked, not scared, slow, controlled, too calm. A student whispered, "Who's there?" Something whispered back, "I've always been here." Police cleared the building. They escorted students out, but the 7 from the storage room never came out together. Only 6, one girl was missing. Security footage showed her walking out alone after lockdown ended, but her parents swear she never came home. Months later, her phone was found inside the storage room, battery dead. One audio file remained. You can hear students crying, then silence, then a voice says, "Thank you for hiding me." That storage room no longer exists. But during lockdown drills, students in the gym still hear breathing, coming from behind the walls. Number 3, every school has a principal, and every student knows their voice. That's how we knew something was wrong, because the voice that announced the lockdown was not his. It was third period at Westfield High, Illinois. The intercom turned on, but instead of the usual announcement tone, there was breathing, heavy, close. Then a calm voice said, "Attention students, this is a lockdown." No name, no reason, just silence after. Teachers froze. One teacher whispered, "That's not the principal." Another announcement came, "Open your classroom doors." That's when panic started. Lockdown protocol says never open doors. Phones started buzzing. Text alerts from parents. Police say there is no lockdown. Then why were doors locking automatically? From the outside, students heard footsteps, then screaming. Not gunshots, not shouting, just students screaming and suddenly stopping. One classroom camera was later recovered. It showed the door opening by itself. No one entered, but the students inside began crying because something spoke inside the room, even though nothing was there. Police arrived. No shooter, no threat, but 11 students were missing. The intercom system logs showed something impossible. The announcements came from a classroom, an empty classroom with no microphone. That classroom was sealed. Years later, during renovations, workers found words carved into the desk. They listened. To this day, former students say during drills, they still hear that voice, giving instructions. Number 4. Lockdown drills are supposed to last minutes. This one lasted 6 hours, and nobody ever explained why. This is a lockdown drill. Teachers relaxed, students laughed, doors locked, lights off. Then the intercom turned on again. This is no longer a drill, but no one knew who said it. Phones showed different times. Clocks stopped. Students felt sick. One kid whispered, "It feels like we're not supposed to be here." Something scratched at the door. Slow, deliberate, like it knew they were waiting. A classroom on the second floor saw something outside the window. A student, standing on the ledge, smiling. But the window couldn't open, and the student outside was already sitting inside the room. Police cleared the building. They said the lockdown lasted 17 minutes. Students swear it lasted hours. One student never made it out. Teachers insist he was absent that day. But classmates remember him screaming. The missing student's desk is still there. Sometimes it's warm, even though no one sits in it.